Morning, Natural Grandma viewers. This is the grass that we left. I think maybe we're taking a little too low. There should be more there, but I wasn't quite here early enough this morning. They're in some really good brome orchard. That's your orchard there. The brome brooms. There's Timothy out there. There's weeds. So there's some really good forage. They're suffering from the heat. We're having to let them go back to shade. There's just no other way around it. Heating index is up over 100. So I'm a little bit late here this morning moving them. That's part of why it's a little too short. It's not so much that you move twice a day. It's you move at the right time of day. Your timing when it's hot is everything, because the cattle don't want to come and eat. I had to kind of beg them to come up here. It's just 8 o'clock in the morning, but it's already pretty sweltering. So I should have been out here at about 5 this morning and let them have this, and they would already have their bellies full in about 45 minutes. And flies are starting to bother them. And just a miserable time to be a cow here. They got plenty to eat and plenty to drink, and they got shade, and they'll survive it. But it's like you and me when we're uncomfortable. It's just not a good time. But there's the strip that we took. That's back, and they're having to go back down that hill down there. We got a water tank way down there, and they go back down that hill through a gate, and we got some shade fenced off back down there for them. Let them get into. I really believe I need to get a shade mobile made. Then they could shade right up here in the breeze and not be down in them low spots stomping in mud and stuff that gets under those trees. But it will rain and they'll wash and it'll all be okay. But we're working our way towards that's the old hoop house up there we wintered the chickens in, and then there's the two Joel Salton Millennial 48-foot feather nets up there. And the hens getting ready to pull them forward one more time coming around that hoop house. And then they'll be across the road and they'll be following where these cattle have been. And the reason we're doing that is this grass is just way too tall for a chicken to maneuver in. So no need to take this very low because we're going to put chickens on it. And so I'll probably accelerate the move a little bit today. Sometimes, meetings at night and different things when you have a life play into not getting your cattle moved exactly at the right time. When it's hot, it's critical. It's not so critical when it's not hot. So anyways, it's a beautiful day at Natural Grandma, 8 o'clock in the morning. The cattle are eating down a fresh cell. They won't eat that down. They'll just top through it, get their bellies full of the very best stuff. And that's the nice thing about 12 and 24-hour moves is they get something fresh every day to balance. So even if they take a little bit too much stem, it's probably not hurting the cattle performance, but we're not leaving the saw armor, as my good neighbor Greg Judy, my good friend Greg Judy says you got to leave armor on the saw, and we didn't do that today. That's a mistake. We've taken just a little too much, and I'm sure probably about 6 o'clock last night this was just right. And so if these cattle had got the second move yesterday, they would have been in this and they wouldn't have touched that. That's the thing about not using a back fence. If you don't give them fresh, then they're going to go back and pick a little more of the good out of what they was on yesterday. So I think the skies are beautiful. I think the grass is green, and back home with the red cattle and the hens, and being gone 5 days was way too much. But, anyways, Papa Hank's back at Natural Grandma, looking to chip in and do his part. Ron and Neil and Laura were doing very good without me here, but it's just trying to get eggs delivered in 25 retail locations and 9 restaurants, and eggs gathered and chickens moved and the cattle moved right, goats new cells built for. I'm tired. I may have to go take a nap, but that's what it's like when you're on a regenerative farm. There's always something to do, always a place to go, some kind of product to deliver to your consumers, livestock that needs you. And somewhere in there, just like this morning, I spent about 45 minutes in the Word and in prayer and some worship music. So important to start your day that way, and the only way I can get that is just start early. I have to wake up, even if I don't want to, and get on with worshiping my Lord. And then I can come do the animals. So tomorrow morning I'll probably be up at 4:45 and do this a little bit earlier. I'll still get my worship in before I start my day. So the breeze sure makes the old grass peaceful, blowing against that peaceful sky. So to you and yours, wishing you were having this good a day. From Natural Grandma.